Ladies and gentlemen, oh, isn't it poetic? A season of giving, of cheer, of goodwill. And yet there they are, empty-handed and hollow-hearted. Not even Santa could muster the will to bring them gifts this year. You see, he tried, but after what they have done, how could he? How could he possibly reward such cold souls? Such wickedness hidden beneath a smile, so easily mistaken for innocence. How could the man who gives so selflessly every year, the one who embodies joy, compassion, and warmth, deliver the very thing that their hearts do not deserve? Not this year, not for them, not after what they have done. They thought they could escape the consequences. They thought that their actions would fade into the darkness forgotten by time. But the truth never stays hidden for long, does it? No matter how deep they bury their sins, no matter how many smiles they paint over their faces, there comes a reckoning, a moment when the facade cracks and the darkness spills out, revealing what they truly are. Santa knows it all. Yes, he does. He's seen it all. The lies whispered in the dead of night, the betrayals disguised as loyalty, the selfishness camouflaged in a cloak of generosity. He watches every moment, every choice they make, and though they think they are untouchable, though they believe they are beyond reproach this year, they have crossed a line they did not know existed. Santa is not some mythical figure who can simply be manipulated by the flicker of a wishful thought. He is not a man of simple pleasures, nor is he one to be fooled by those who pretend to care when their actions tell a different story. No, this year Santa has been forced to look them in the eyes and recognize what they have become. He's seen the rot, the decay, the apathy that lingers in their souls, and he cannot ignore it anymore. You see, gifts are not just trinkets or toys. They are symbols. They are a manifestation of who we are. They are reflections of our hearts, our values, our understanding of the world around us. When we give something to another, it is not simply the item that matters, but the spirit in which it is given. And this year, for those who have earned Santa's disdain, their hearts are hollow, their spirit is broken, and their understanding is warped. They have lost the very essence of what it means to care for another, to give selflessly, and so the gifts will not come. It may seem harsh, it may seem cruel, but the truth often is the most bitter medicine you could ever swallow. They have built a wall between themselves and the joy that comes from true giving. They have forgotten the beauty of selflessness, replaced it with greed and manipulation, and now that wall has grown too high. Even Santa cannot break through it, no matter how hard he tries. There are those who stand in the light, and there are those who hide in the shadows, thinking that the darkness will protect them, thinking that their wrongs will go unnoticed. But the light always finds its way to the cracks. It always exposes what lies beneath. And for those who have chosen to live in the darkness, they will find that their own shadows are now the very things that haunt them the most. Santa has no room for deceit, no room for those who feign kindness, for those who mask their intentions with false smiles and empty words. He is not some naive fool who believes in surface-level goodness. He knows better. He knows the weight of true integrity, the burden of true kindness. And when he sees those who have forsaken it, when he sees those who have become consumed by their own selfish desires, he knows that they must face the consequences of their actions. So what does this mean for them? What happens now that they have been cast aside? What happens when they find themselves standing alone on a cold winter's night, staring into the darkness and realizing that not even the magic of Christmas can save them? What happens when the world around them continues to move forward, while they are left behind wondering where they went wrong? They will never know peace, not until they understand the weight of what they have done. They will never feel the warmth of true joy, not until they learn what it means to give from the heart, not from the desire to gain something in return. They will spend their days lost in the echo of their own selfishness alone, in a world that no longer cares for them, and they will come to realize that they are the architects of their own misery. So let them cry, let them wonder why Santa has turned his back on them. Let them feel the sting of rejection, the emptiness of an empty stocking hanging by the fireplace. Let them search for answers in the darkness, but they will not find them, for they have already made their choice. They have already shown the world who they truly are, and now they must live with the consequences of their actions. The season of giving is not one to be taken lightly. It is not a time for pretense or manipulation. It is a time for reflection, a time to look deep into the soul and ask what kind of person you truly are. Are you someone who brings light into the world? Or are you someone who hides in the shadows playing games and deceiving others? Are you someone who gives freely? Or do you only take without ever thinking of the cost to others? Santa knows the answers to these questions, and this year, he has spoken with his silence, with his refusal to deliver gifts to those who have lost their way. And though they may continue to deceive themselves, thinking they are somehow entitled to the warmth of Christmas, they will soon come to understand that the only gift they have earned this year is the cold truth that no amount of wishful thinking can undo the harm they have caused. They can change, they can repent, but that choice is theirs to make. No one else can make it for them. No amount of magic, no amount of goodwill can take away the reality of their actions. The path to redemption is not an easy one, but it is there for those who are willing to walk it. And if they truly wish to earn back the love and warmth they have forsaken, they must look within themselves and find the courage to change. For now, however, they will face the silence of an empty night, a night that will echo in their minds for years to come. And perhaps in that silence, they will finally understand that the true gift of Christmas is not the presents under the tree, but the love and compassion we show to one another, the selflessness we embody, the kindness we share. So let them remember this night. Let them feel the weight of their choices as they carry it with them for the rest of their lives. For only when they come to terms with the darkness within themselves will they truly understand what it means to be deserving of the gift of Christmas. They have been given opportunities time and time again to show kindness, to be selfless, to be generous with their hearts and their actions. Yet, each time they were presented with the chance, they chose the path of selfishness. They have deceived, manipulated, and taken advantage of those around them, weaving lies and spinning stories so carefully designed to hide their true intentions. They thought they could fool the world. They thought they could hide behind masks, pretending to be good people, pretending to care when in fact, their actions told an entirely different story. They smiled when it suited them. They played the role of the charitable, of the loving friend, the devoted family member. But beneath all that pretension, there was nothing but emptiness. Santa sees through all the facades. He doesn't need grand gestures or extravagant promises. He sees what lies deep within the heart, the soul. He knows the true nature of those he meets, and he is not fooled by the image they try to project. Their lies do not go unnoticed. Their deceit does not go unpunished. For Santa, it is not just about whether you have been good or bad on the surface. It's about the depth of your character, about the integrity with which you live your life. The true gift is not just in the material things you receive. It is in the love and warmth that you give to the world and to those around you. When you have shown nothing but darkness, you cannot expect light to fill your life. When you have given nothing but coldness, you cannot expect warmth to come to you. For too long, they have taken the easy way out. They have used others as stepping stones, manipulated their friends and families for their own gain. and pretended to be something they are not. But Santa sees what lies behind the false smiles, behind the carefully constructed images. He knows their hearts are not pure, he knows their motives are tainted, and he knows that they cannot expect to continue in this way without facing the consequences. They may try to convince themselves that they have done no wrong, that they are entitled to their rewards, that they deserve the love and affection they so desperately crave. But deep down, they know the truth. They know that their actions have been selfish, that they have hurt those they claim to care about, that they have taken without giving, that they have lied and manipulated to get what they want. They may bury that guilt deep inside, but it will never go away. It will gnaw at their souls, a constant reminder of the price they have paid for their choices. Santa's rejection is not a punishment, it is a lesson. It is a wake-up call, a moment of reckoning. He has given them every chance to change, to turn their lives around, to choose the path of kindness and generosity. But they have chosen not to. They have chosen the path of deceit, of selfishness, of taking without giving, and now they must face the consequences of their actions. There will be no presents this year. There will be no magical visit from Santa. There will be no joy, no warmth, no cheer, because they have not earned it. They have turned their backs on the very spirit of Christmas, and now Christmas turns its back on them. But this is not the end. This is not the final judgment. There is still time for them to change, to make things right, to earn back the love and the joy that they have lost. Santa's refusal to bring them gifts is not a permanent sentence. It is a challenge. It is a call to action, a plea for them to reflect on their lives, to understand the harm they have caused, and to take responsibility for their actions. The road to redemption is not easy, but it is there for those who are willing to walk it. If they are truly sorry for what they have done, if they are truly remorseful for the pain they have caused, then there is hope. But it requires something deeper than just words. It requires a change in behavior, a transformation of the heart. It requires them to look within themselves and confront the darkness that they have allowed to fester. It requires them to be honest with themselves and with those around them, to acknowledge their wrongs and make amends. Only then can they begin to heal. Only then can they begin to earn the right to experience the true spirit of Christmas. Until then, they will be left to ponder their choices, to sit with the emptiness they have created, to feel the weight of their actions pressing down on them. They will understand, perhaps for the first time, what it means to truly need, to truly desire, and to truly be in need of redemption. The holidays will pass, the world will move on, and they will be left standing alone in the cold, empty of the warmth they so desperately crave. And in the silence, in that emptiness, they may come to understand that the only way to receive the gift of Christmas is not by waiting for it to be given to you, but by earning it through your actions, through the love you give to others, through the kindness and generosity you show. They must understand that Christmas is not about receiving, it is about giving. It is about showing love, compassion, and care for those around you, not with the expectation of something in return, but with a pure heart, a heart that seeks only to spread joy and warmth. Only then can they hope to experience the true magic of Christmas. Santa is not just a giver of gifts. He is a teacher, a guide, a reminder of what truly matters. He embodies the spirit of selflessness, of giving, without expecting anything in return. And those who have forgotten that, who have lost their way, must learn the hard lesson that Christmas is not a time for taking. It is a time for giving. It is a time for showing love, for being kind, for caring for others, for lifting them up, not tearing them down. When you have taken everything from those around you, when you have used them and discarded them without a second thought, do not expect to receive anything in return. They may try to tell themselves that they deserve the gifts, that they have worked hard, that they have earned them. But what have they truly earned? Have they earned the love and respect of those around them? Have they earned the trust of their friends and family? Have they shown kindness, generosity, and care? Have they given without taking, loved without expecting, sacrificed without regret? No, they have not. They have only taken, used, and manipulated. They have shown the world that they are willing to do anything to get what they want, regardless of who they hurt along the way. And now, they must face the reality that there are consequences to those actions. The world does not owe them anything. No one owes them anything. Santa does not owe them anything. If they want the gift of Christmas, they must first give. They must give of themselves, their time, their love, their kindness. Only then will they understand what it truly means to receive. Only then will they learn the lesson that Santa has been trying to teach them all along. So let them sit with the silence of this season. Let them feel the sting of their choices. Let them wonder why the magic of Christmas has passed them by, why Santa has turned away, why they are left with nothing. Perhaps in that silence, they will finally hear the truth. Perhaps in that emptiness, they will finally see what they must do to make things right. But even if they do not, even if they continue down the path of selfishness and deceit, the world will move on. Christmas will come again, and Santa will continue his work of spreading joy and kindness. For those who choose the path of light, for those who choose the path of giving, there will always be gifts. There will always be love, warmth, and joy. But for those who choose the path of darkness, there will be nothing but emptiness. The gifts they sought will remain beyond their reach, and the warmth of Christmas will never touch their hearts. They will be left to wander in the cold, forever searching for something they will never find. The truth is, these people, these empty hollow shells who have walked this earth, pretending to be something they are not, will never fully understand the true meaning of the holiday season. They are too blinded by their own selfishness, too consumed with their own desires to grasp the beauty that comes with giving. They cannot see beyond their own needs, their own whims. Every time they've been faced with a choice, they have chosen the path of least resistance, the path of convenience. They have chosen to lie, to cheat, to manipulate the world around them, believing that they can escape the consequences of their actions, that they can bend the universe to their will without ever having to pay the price. But the universe, my friends, does not work that way. No one, not even Santa, is immune to the laws of the cosmos. There is balance in all things, and for every action, there is a reaction. For every lie they tell, for every person they betray, for every moment they take advantage of the kindness of others, they are building a debt. And this debt, no matter how hard they try to ignore it, will eventually come due. There is no escaping it. Not for them, not for anyone. And now, with the gift-giving season upon us, they are left to face the reality of that debt. They thought they could escape the consequences, but now, there is nowhere left to hide. They may not realize it yet, but their lives have been nothing but a series of hollow victories, empty achievements. They have taken what was never truly theirs, discarded those who cared for them, trampled over the hearts of those who had no reason but love to offer. And for what? To feel superior? To gain power? To possess things that were never meant to be possessed? What have they truly gained in the end? What do they have now but the bitter taste of their own choices, the hollow echo of their own selfishness ringing in their ears? The gifts that Santa delivers are not simply material objects. They are tokens of something far greater. They are the manifestation of the goodwill, the love, the joy, and the spirit that fills the world during this time. They are the embodiment of human connection, of the kindness we show to one another, of the care we put into relationships. To be deserving of a gift is to be deserving of the love and respect of those around you. To be deserving of a gift is to have shown, through your actions, that you care, that you give without expecting anything in return, that you see others not as tools to be used for your benefit, but as equals deserving of your time, your attention, your love. But these individuals, these selfish, hollow-hearted souls, have never understood this. They have always viewed the world through the lens of scarcity, of what's in it for me. They have always taken more than they have given, always expected more than they have offered. And now, they are left standing alone in the cold, realizing that they have lost everything that truly mattered. Their manipulations, their lies, their actions, they have all led them to this moment of reckoning. And in this moment, they are forced to face the fact that they have nothing left. No one to turn to, no one to comfort them, no one to help them feel better about themselves, no one to make them feel worthy. Because in truth, they are not worthy. They have shown nothing but disdain for the very essence of what it means to be a part of this world. They may try to justify their actions. They may attempt to rationalize their behavior, to convince themselves that they have done nothing wrong, that they were only doing what they needed to do to survive. But deep down, they know the truth. They know that they have hurt others for no reason other than their own selfish desires. They know that they have betrayed the trust of those who cared for them, that they have used and discarded people without so much as a second thought. And now, as they stand at the edge of Christmas, looking out into the empty night, they must ask themselves the hardest question of all. How can they expect to receive when they have given nothing in return? How can they ask for love, for kindness, for gifts when they have shown none of these things to others? How can they demand from the universe when they have contributed nothing to it? This is the cruel reality that they must face. They may have lived their lives thinking that they could escape the consequences of their actions, that they could slip by unnoticed, that they could manipulate the world into giving them what they wanted. But the truth has a way of finding you. The truth has a way of exposing even the most carefully crafted lies. And now, as they stare at the empty stockings, the empty shelves, the empty hearts they have left behind, they must face the undeniable reality that they have earned nothing, not a single thing. Santa, the jolly old man who has come to represent the spirit of Christmas, has long since seen through their falsehoods. He has watched them from his lofty perch, watching as they made their choices, watching as they sowed the seeds of their own destruction. He saw every lie, every betrayal, every selfish act. And now, as the holiday season arrives, he has made his judgment. And his judgment is not one of anger, but of sorrow. Sorrow for those who have lost their way. Sorrow for those who have forgotten the true meaning of Christmas. Sorrow for those who have chosen the path of darkness over the path of light. It is not that Santa is incapable of forgiveness, not at all. But forgiveness requires genuine remorse, a true desire to change, to grow, to make amends. Santa gives gifts to those who have shown kindness and love, to those who have opened their hearts to others, to those who have given of themselves selflessly, without expectation of reward. But for those who have turned away from the light, who have chosen to live in darkness, there can be no gift, there can be no reward. Because rewards are not given freely. They are earned through action, through love, through generosity, through integrity. And so, these people will sit in the cold silence of their own making, knowing that they have earned nothing. They may try to distract themselves. They may try to drown out the emptiness with distractions, with false comforts. But deep down, they will always know that they are undeserving. They will always know that they have turned away from the light, from the warmth of love, from the magic of Christmas. And that is a feeling that cannot be escaped. It will follow them, haunt them, forever. Perhaps in the years to come, they will look back on this moment and realize the depth of their mistakes. Perhaps they will see the emptiness of their own hearts, the hollowness that they have allowed to take root. Perhaps they will come to understand that the greatest gift of all is not the material things we receive, but the love and kindness we show to others. Perhaps, just perhaps, they will wake up and realize that they can change. They can make amends. They can turn their lives around and begin to give, to love, to be the person they were always meant to be. But that is up to them. The choice is theirs. Santa will not force it upon them. He will not demand that they change. The gifts will remain out of reach, not because they are being punished, but because they have not yet earned them. The gift of Christmas is not a right. It is a privilege. And until they understand that, until they open their hearts and choose the path of light, they will continue to stand in the darkness, forever seeking something that they can never have. So let them wonder. Let them feel the cold emptiness that surrounds them. Let them search for meaning in the quiet of the night. Let them look into their own hearts and ask themselves what they have truly given. Because when all is said and done, the greatest gift is not the one we receive, but the one we give. And until they understand that, until they can see beyond their own selfish desires and give freely of themselves, they will never know the true meaning of Christmas. And that, dear friends, is the cruelest punishment of all. In the end, the greatest lesson lies in understanding that true gifts are earned, not demanded. They are a reflection of the kindness, love, and generosity we show to others, not just at Christmas, but throughout the year. For those who have lived in selfishness, deception, and coldness, the emptiness they feel now is the consequence of their own choices. Redemption is possible, but it requires sincere change, genuine remorse, and a commitment to selflessness. Until they recognize this, until they begin to give from the heart, the warmth of Christmas will forever elude them, and they will remain alone in the darkness they have created